Okay, YouTube, I wanted to go ahead and do a little bit of an update on the Turbo 400. I don't know if everyone's up to speed, but basically I rolled the intermediate sprag on the Turbo 350 that's currently in the S10 Blazer. So it lives in the driveway and doesn't move. It actually does have low gear and reverse. It just doesn't have any second and third gear. But I picked up this Turbo 400 as a good running rebuildable core, and I was really hoping to pull the pan off of it and possibly be able to just run it in the Blazer, not with the Turbo LS, but just basically get the switch over from the Turbo 350, move the crossmember back, shorten the drive shaft, do all that stuff that I need to do, get it in there, get it running, possibly, start working on the 8.8 rear end swap and all that. But I pulled the pan off of it. I do believe this would be a working transmission, but it has quite a bit of clutch dust, metal, like shiny metal dust for lack of a better term. And it's got a little bit of crunchy. I wouldn't call it metal. I mean, I did not see a great deal of metal, particularly in this. See if I can get closer with the tripod here. But I didn't see a great deal of metal. Most everything, I mean, clearly the stupid filters covering up that one side of the pan, but most all the metal for some reason is where you can see it, or I'm going to call it clutch dust, regular, debris, whatever. But it's a little bit crunchy, but nothing metal. There's no broken metal pieces in there, no major issues. The fluid was clean and still red, not burnt or brown. I do feel this transmission would be operational had it been a little cleaner than it is in the pan. I probably would have embarked on just putting this Turbo 400 in with my 3500 stall and just ran it the rest of this summer. Excuse me. But I swapping transmissions in a Blazer is such a pain in the neck because you can't hardly get up in there, that I'm not going to chance putting it in until I go ahead and go through it and rebuild it and make sure it's in good working order, has the shift characteristics I want, verify. I think it's a Turbo 400. If you don't put the right shift kit in the valve body, you won't be able to hold first gear. Turbo 400s have a safety feature from the factory where they will upshift themselves from first to second. Even if you have the shifter in first, if it decides it's time to go to second, it shifts by itself no matter what RPM you're at. So definitely would need a shift improver kit. Not necessarily a hard-hitting shift kit, because I don't believe in those, but at least an improver kit would be a big update. So I'm working on a deal now to get a good working Turbo 350 from a friend of mine, and we are going to swap that thing out in the Blazer. Go ahead and do I'm going to do a slow build on this. I'm going to do the build on the tranny pretty much at the same time I'm doing the 4.8 turbo long block, because I want to make sure that when I get done with this transmission, it has all the internal hard parts, clearances, clutches, whatever it takes to probably run. I'm going to try to run a 34 element intermediate sprag and get this thing where it'll handle up to 1,000 horsepower. That's so it'll handle what I'm trying to do now, plus a future engine that I hope to build. But other than that, I'm going to just try to get the transmission swapped out so I can enjoy the Blazer this summer. I don't want to have it non-drivable all summer, because that'll really suck watching it sit in the driveway. So I'm going to do the tranny, do a 350 swap in it. While I got the transmission out, I'm going to pull the heads off, take them in, have the tops of the valve guides machined so I can put in good quality positive seals, because they were apparently assembled with the O-ring and umbrella seals, and I hate those things. I absolutely hate that design. And when I get done this summer, I fully intend on selling that engine, carburetor to oil pan, MSD ignition. If they want them headers off of it, they can have them too. Serpentine setup, anything I don't need for the LS, package deal, come and get it, put it in your car and enjoy it. So I want to make sure those heads are in good shape, have the good positive seals on them. I'm going to a 550 lift spring, 125 pound on the seat, and I'm going to make it sound a heck of a lot better than it's ever sounded since I've had that V8 in there. So anyway, I just thought I'd do a little quick update on what we found inside the pan of this Turbo 400. I like the fact that it's the truck transmission that has the truck pan, which it gives you the extended screen pickup and the extra capacity. So anyway, I'll be running that pan because I like it. It gives me a little extra capacity, and it's in good shape and wasn't leaking. That's one of the biggest things, is not being warped and leaking. So anyway, there we are on the Turbo 400. We're going to continue forward on the Turbo 4.8 build. And once we get all that completed, get some of the hot pipes, cold pipes figured out, intercooler, blah, 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 and we'll make that swap all at one time. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you guys are building your cars, or at least getting the information you need to do so. Thank you.